lot of the companies that we work with have many different business units that all need to accomplish many different things. But invariably, there's a human at the beginning and a human at the end. The mistake that a lot of people make is trying to put a human in between those two. There's so much in a lot of the organizations that we work with, that we've helped, that we've been able to automate, to take the human out of the middle, to remove the element of human error from the equation. Now, the tooling that you use depends very much on what's been approved by your information security team, what's been approved by your enterprise architecture team, be it Jenkins or TeamCity. Though I will say, we've been getting more and more asks for GitHub Actions. I think that far and away is probably my best DevOps environment. And the best way to think about DevOps is, how do you automate repetitive tasks? It might be deploying code to a particular server. It might be rebooting a server or rebooting a VM after a Docker image has been pushed to a container registry. Regardless of what it is, there's usually some automation involved. And DevOps has a really interesting cycle. At the beginning of a project, there will be a lot of time that needs to be spent setting up the environment, setting up the developer experience. And then about midway, maybe 2/3 of the way through the project, you have almost everything automated. If you're using Terraform to be able to create your infrastructure as code, everything's already there. And so having the ability to scale up and then scale down a team fits very nicely with the natural cadence that any project goes through. Where we've seen a lot of organizations struggle is really in their infrastructure setup, having an appropriate Terraform strategy to make sure that you're automating all the things that you can. Terraform, though, unfortunately, is not the one-size-fits-all solution. Every cloud does everything slightly differently. Provisioning of SSL certificates. That is something that I think will be with us until the end of the age. That is just always going to be difficult. So Terraform and tools like that get you most of the way there. Having a well-documented plan to make sure you understand your playbook for how to execute these scripts, having a Git repository where you create these scripts, having a tribal knowledge where you understand what are the pieces that Terraform doesn't do for you. Those are the things that if I were to recommend anything to any organization that's wanting to get into DevOps, you have to understand those pieces first. You have to have operational and organizational buy-in. Once you have that, Bob's your uncle and you're off to the races.